Hello everyone. Today we are unboxing a Talisman expansion that I have been so excited to unbox. For years, it finally came in the mail, and so I just can't wait. What do we got? Cataclysm. Talisman 4th edition revised reprint from Pegasus Spiel. It arrived in the last week or so. This is a big expansion. It's very unique in the fact that it has a whole new main board. That being said, you still need the base game in order to play this. It doesn't come with all the components needed to actually play a full game without that. So let's go ahead and dive into this. I am super excited again. So let's pull out the knife and let's expose this box and see what we got inside. Okay. Now this box, it's about the same size as the base set. It's pretty huge. We got a lot of characters. We got 5 characters, some alternate ending cards, a bunch of different types of other cards here. I'm not familiar with that one. They must be Remnant Cards. There's also Denison Cards, some new Warlock cards, and some Train cards. If you watched the unboxing on the Firelands expansion, you would know that the Train cards are stuff that kind of goes over existing spaces, and then you treat it like that terrain card until that terrain card either goes away or something else. So we got a rule book. It's actually a little bit lighter than I thought it would be, but we can see all the stuff that's going to be coming inside this. Alright, the symbol appears to be kind of like a broken column. Alright, and we got some lore for the characters. We'll set this aside here. We got a pretty thick character book. Let's open that up. We'll get to this in a second. Just wait. I know everyone's excited to see that. Okay. We have the Lands of Wonder. This is a face-up card, alternate ending card, that after a character encounters a space, instructions to draw 1 or more adventure cards, and has drawn the required number of cards, he draws 1 additional card and adds it to the space. Once per turn, after a character encounters an enemy, object, or place, he may roll 2 dice. If he rolls equal to or less than his strength, he takes that card and places it face down in the play area instead of keeping it, discarding it, and leaving it in space as normal. Once per turn, after a character encounters an event, stranger, or follower, he may roll 2 dice. If he rolls equal to or less than his craft, he takes that card and places it face down in the play area instead of keeping it, discarding it, or leaving it in the space as normal. And the first character to reach the crown of command with 12 or more face-down cards in their play area wins the game. Interesting. A little complex. We got the Cult of the Damned. It's kind of creepy art there. But this is one of those that will be face down in the center, so you don't know what it will be. Since there aren't multiple face down cards for alternate endings, it probably works best if you have multiple sets, so you can pick and choose what this might actually be. But when this is revealed, place 1 Denison card, city, tavern, forest, village, graveyard, chapel, then remove the Denison deck from the game, and no new Denison cards may be drawn for the rest of the game. And the characters who first reach the crown of command may teleport to any space not in the inner region. For the rest of the game, each Denison counts as an enemy, cultist, adventure card with attack or with strength of 4 and an encounter number of 2. Instead, it's normal text. If the Denison is killed, it's removed from the game and cannot be taken as a trophy. At the start of each character's turn, you must move a number of cultists equal to the number of players one space closer to the plane of peril. Cultists move to the middle region from the sentinel space to the inner region from the portal of power space. If the cultist reaches the plane of peril, the game is over and all characters lose the game. That's kind of creepy. So you got all these like cult people just moving towards the center of the Crown of Command throughout the game. And if you don't wipe them out, it's going to be over here. If there's no cultists remaining on the board, all characters win the game. Cool. And then we have the one talisman. This is another face-up alternate ending card, so you decide to play this one. At the start of the game, take one standard talisman from the talisman deck, place it on this card. This is the one talisman. Then return all the other talisman cards to the box. Whenever a character would gain a talisman, he takes the one talisman instead. If another character already has one talisman, he takes it from the character. So this is kind of like a give and take. I actually like that effect. So if you completed a Warlock quest while someone else had the one talisman in the game, you just like pluck the talisman from them, as there's only the one talisman. Any character with the one talisman adds 2 to his strength, 2 to his craft. And if the talisman would be discarded or otherwise removed from play, it is ditched instead. The first character to reach the Crown of Command with the one talisman wins the game. And finally, we got the iced over Crown of Command, the Eternal Crown. If a character is on the Crown of Command and no other characters are present, he must use the cast the Crown of Command spell at the start of each of his turn by rolling 1 die. And the effects are a 1, lose 1 life, 2, all characters lose 1 life, 3 to 5, all other characters lose 1 life, and 6, all other characters with the lowest life are killed. If a character is on the Crown of Command and there is another character present, they must encounter each other, but instead of casting the spell. So it just kind of handles how the Crown of Command works a little bit differently there. Alright, moving into the characters here. Let's set these aside now. Okay. We got the Black Knight. He looks similar to some of the sculpts, I would say, from the Sacred Pool expansion. He's on a horse there. He's got 2 fate, 4 life, 2 craft, 4 strength. We got the Mutant. Holy moly, is that a confusing card there. 3 fate, 5 life, 2 craft, 2 strength, and a bunch of roll tables here on this one. Very interesting. We got the Scavenger. 3 fate, 4 life, 3 craft, 3 strength. We got the Barbarian. 2 fate, 5 life, 1 craft, 4 strength. And finally, we have the Arcane Scion. 2 fate, 4 life, 4 craft, 2 strength. Pretty cool cards there. Alright, I made you wait long enough. I gotta set this aside here because we're gonna actually need a lot of space. Gotta sheath the knife here. So we're gonna be pulling out this new board. Set this aside. I'll bring that back in a second. So, as I had said earlier, this is a board that will be replacing the main board when playing this expansion. So it's pretty big. Okay, it's the regular size. The art does, I gotta be honest, the art does look like they updated the kind of art style from the traditional Talisman board. It looks like there's a little bit more detail. The colors seem, I'd say, a little bit not as vibrant. But we got a lot going on here. We got, first of all, the Crown of Command is frozen. Something's going on with death here. That's creepy. Pretty cool though. A lot of these spaces, they just look very different. I'm gonna go ahead and take a few seconds to do a overlay that you'll be able to see right in the corner here of this entire board as I'm talking about it. But wow, is this, it's different, it's fantastic. We got like a dune worm coming out of the desert here. That's kind of weird. The Sentinel area, that is like cracked. The village is destroyed. The graveyard looks more graveyard-like. It still kind of looks the same, but different art. The statue Sentinel is busted and looks like we got a demon sitting up on the spire there. The city seems to still be intact, and the village has kind of like walls around it. So the Portal of Power is iced over too. This is very different, very unique, very cool. So I can't wait to give this a try myself. But with that being said, gave you the quick overview of that shot again. So let's get back to the box here. We'll just leave the board out right now while we do the rest of this review. Hopefully it's not too distracting. But we got two decks of cards that came with this. So we're going to have a lot of stuff to go through here. And hopefully, as usual, the gold pull tabs either work for me or give me a really hard time. We'll see what happens. Alright. Okay. I don't want to have to pull my knife out, but I've had to do that on several other unboxings in the past. Anyone who's watched any of those. Okay. Alright, so we got some cards here. We'll take a look at what's on the other side in a second. Making sure we don't go too far here. Alright, these are the train cards. We got a bone field, a monastery, an outpost, another outpost, a settlement, another settlement, and a bunch of highways. These are all going to do different things. They kind of go into a space, and that changes what that space does. Okay. We have a bunch of different looking talismans. Wow. We got a spellbound talisman, a talisman sensor, talisman of power, talisman of wisdom, talisman of protection, and a false talisman. This talisman is cursed. You must take it. You cannot enter the Valley of Fire until you gain another talisman. Interesting. Alright, we got a good chunk of spell cards here. Don't want to mix them up here. Looks like it's... we got Arcane Construction. We got some Blink cards. Some mutation cards, some reclamation cards, some Mincer Grasp, Death Pact, Curse of Rust, and Astral Journey. Very, very good art as usual with these Talisman expansions. Top-notch quality. Love it. Okay, we got event cards here. Some enemies, some objects. Okay. I'll have to look into a little bit what this back actually means. Because I saw it on the back of the box, but we don't know. So we'll open up the book here. Those are the Remnant Cards. So something in the game is going to make you draw Remnant cards instead of your standard adventure cards. Okay, we have a few new Warlock quests to go with the new Warlock space. Doesn't look to be... it actually looks a little bit more inviting over there than on the previous board for Warlock quests. But yeah, we got a few of them. We got some new purchase deck cards. Alright, and you can purchase all kinds of things. It looks like there's a good amount of trinkets, some magic objects, some regular objects. Neat art, as usual. A map. After rolling the dice in the mine, subtract 2 from the total. Interesting. we have what appears to be, I would say these are Denison cards. We gotta open the book again. These ones are the Denison cards, yes. So these get placed, and with that one alternate ending that they would move. So these set up as like shops and kind of act like that, based on what we're seeing there. Let's open up the final pack here, and then we'll get over to the miniatures. Ooh, come on. Yeah, whoever makes these pull tabs on these card decks, they're not doing. They're definitely keeping the cards together. They're not. This entire package is not coming apart. Okay. All right. We got a bunch more Denison cards. So it's a lot of Denison cards. Holy. Okay. Barmaid, farmer, gambler, old wizard, boatman, a wanderer, bard. Yeah, just a bunch of really cool cards. This is such a different and unique way to play Talisman. I'm just super excited to give this a playthrough not on the digital version and see how complex it actually is as compared to digital. And so the rest of these are all standard adventure cards. You add them to the adventure deck and you shuffle that up, and you'll just get a bunch of different events, monsters, that kind of stuff. Art tiers, pretty cool as usual. I'm dropping cards now. You got Dead Magic. It's interesting. Yeah. Okay. So it appears. Oh, we got Ancient Lich and Craft of 10. Wow. Be a tough one. It's like drawing some dragons. But yeah, so ooh, Astral Rift. That's some cool art too. Yeah. Anyway, so that is it for Cataclysm. Nah, I'm kidding. Alright, let's actually look at the miniatures. Okay, so. Wow, oh, weird. Okay, so this mutant character, that is bizarre. Holy moly, that's going to be a fun one to paint. So, if you guys don't know, my website, I have a article where I've been posting my painting of each of the miniatures, the paints I used, and a little bit of details on how I actually painted them. I'll put a link for that in the description. You can check it out. So let's actually look at the cards here. I believe this one is the Arcane Scion here. Yeah. And we just went through the mutant. We got the Black Knight. The Black Knight is probably one of the biggest miniatures that's come with the set so far. Interesting. Very cool. Yeah, we went through the mutant. We got the Scavenger. I like the Scavenger guy. He's pretty cool. He'll be really fun to paint. It looks like there's so many different colors to be used on this. And it's riding a pig. And the Barbarian, of course, looks pretty epic there. Okay. So that about wraps up this unboxing. I hope you enjoyed it as much as I did. Leave a comment below. We have some more unboxings still yet to come, so be sure to check those out. And head on over to the website to see more Talisman content. Let us know what else you kind of want to see on the channel. We're going to try and do a little bit more YouTube videos for some Talisman stuff in the future. So thank you guys all for watching, and we'll see you next time.